Hi, I'm Lizbeth Newton with Houston City Beat. We are the storytellers of Houston. Today we're taking you out to meet Ann Henderson with Rainbow of Hope in Rosharon, Texas. Ann's created a very special program that helps people with autism and veterans through their equine therapy. Let's go out and meet them. I'm here with Ann Henderson today with Rainbow of Hope, and this is a beautiful facility. It's located in Rosharon, Texas. So tell us, Ann, about your background, because it's really amazing when you know about Ann's background, and what she's doing now is what makes your vision even more incredible. So share with us your background, and so that the viewers can get a little idea of where you came from and how this fits in.
Yeah, here. Absolutely. Thank you for having me, first off. But my background is, I actually was a restaurant manager for many years, over, 15, close to 20 years. But then after that, when I met my husband, Jack, I had the opportunity to do something different other than restaurant management. And I became an ABA therapist, and I started working with children with autism.
Okay, all right. So let's fast forward a little bit to that night that you had a dream. Tell us about that dream.
Yeah, it was crazy. I don't know what else to say. You remember when we had flip phones years ago? It's over 35 years now. I don't even know. Your flip phone? Anyway, God gave me a very profound dream, and in the dream, He showed me a blue horse arena with a silver star, and then He whispered in my ear, Rainbow of Hope. So He used my vision and He used my hearing to let me know, and one day you're going to do something for a forgotten group of people, and those people are our special needs community and our veterans.
Okay, perfect. Did you have some sort of, like, my thing is butterflies. I love butterflies. I see them everywhere. Did you have something with rainbows prior to God whispering in your ear? No?
No.
Came out of blue?
No, but I will tell you this. In the 10 years that we've lived here, the Lord has shown me upwards of 104 rainbows over our property.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I wanted to tell you that because it's important, because the journey's been hard, and every time I see a rainbow, I am reminded of God's promise that He has a purpose and plan for all of us.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So I know that your husband is very actively involved in Rainbow of Hope, and he was really the key to both of you finding this location. Would you like to share that with us?
Yeah, sure. So my husband Jack, one day we decided that when we retire, we wanted to live in the country, and that he could do something with horses and that I would do something with special needs. And I did not know at the time that God was going to put those two things together, because I did not know anything about horses. Zero. He's the one that grew up on a ranch in Oklahoma, and of course my passion was the special needs kiddos.
So you all went on a motorcycle ride. But the purpose of that ride was not to find a property.
Yes.
It was?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. So one Sunday morning, after we had decided we were going to move to the country, my husband said, "Hey, Ann, I got this property to show you." So we hopped on our motorcycles and drove out here, and we turned down Norris Road, and then I looked up, and there it was. It was the Blue Horse Arena with the silver star.
And you were reminded instantly of the dream.
The hair stood up on the back of my neck and my arms, and I knew in that moment we were meant to be here. Yeah. But I didn't understand why or what or any of it.
Yeah, and it was the blue arena with the star on it.
Yeah, it was right there, plain as day.
Okay, so take us to the point where you're at now, today, where we're sitting here.
So where we're sitting here today in 2024, we have a 501c3 that serves the veterans in the special needs community. When our special needs young adults age out of public school at age 22, they do not have any programs. Yes, there are day habs out there, but there are not many programs that teach life skills, job skills, social skills, creating entrepreneurs. Other facilities they go on field trips and they do things like that. Now we do field trips too, but we have an educational background to the special needs community. We have several partnerships with nonprofits. Would you like me to share about those?
Yes, please do.
So we partner with Harvest for the Hungry in Freeport, where they have a 4,000 square foot education center. And we're able to go over there and do cooking. They have commercial cooking, teach laundry, gardening, teach our young adults where does our food actually come from. It doesn't come from the grocery store. We're going to go out to the garden and teach them how to do those things. We also partner with True to Life Ministries in Lake Jackson, and their mission is to bridge the gap between high school and the real world. But they have a boutique called Refresh, and that boutique is literally a working classroom. So we have an internship there where our young adults go out there and learn how to talk to customers, how to look them in the eye, how to swipe a credit card, customer service skills, steaming clothes, all those different things. We have another partnership that we're super pumped about with Don's Pottery. He's literally 10 minutes down the road, and if you guys can get a chance, you've got to go to Don's Pottery. He comes here several times a month and teaches our young adults how to make pottery, and it has just been a phenomenal class to the program. And lastly, we partner with Ziegler's Graphics, which is a print shop, so our young adults can go there and learn how to work the behind the register, fold clothes, see how they do the prints and all these things. It's pretty exciting. Yeah. That's the special needs portion of the program.
Okay. And how does the working with the horses, because I know horses are very therapeutic for people, and there's a beautiful relationship there between people and horses. How have the horses that are here helped the students that you have in the program?
So the horses that we have here, all of them are therapy horses, and they are amazing because they've been here since we started over 7 years ago. We started out as a boarding facility, but horses have a way of just healing when you're not knowing what is going on inside of you. They have a way of just healing and working with them, and they're very patient. And I always wondered, God, why did you bring me to a place with horses when I don't know anything about horses? I learn every day about horses, but our young adults have some of them. We provide equine therapy. So just to let you guys know, we have an equine therapy program that's completely separate. We also have our young adults that started the program. We have what's called an equine experience, because we've gotten some grants and some funding to be able to provide that service for them. And they're like today, Chase did amazing. He worked on his core strength. He worked on his balance. He's nonverbal, so he worked on communicating what color ball, things like that. I've seen miracles with these horses.
Yeah. What are you asking the community to help you all with so you can grow the program, and what plans do you have for the future?
So what we need the community for is, number one, volunteers. All nonprofits need volunteers. We also need just to be able to get the word out, like you guys being here, sharing that we are here. Our main mission here is to love, give, and serve the community. So, just meeting different people, connecting to different organizations. We also serve veterans, and Daviana's going to speak on that as well. But just really just getting the word out that we are here and we do provide a service. Our special needs program is free right now. The equine therapy component to the program, there is a cost for that, but the special needs program is, for right now, it's free because we are getting grants to be able to self-sustain. For the future, we need a building. This room used to be a junk room.
Yeah.
And when Rainbow of Hope was born in 2020, my husband literally depleted his retirement to make my dream come true. And he is now battling Parkinson's. So, and I share that with you because it's important for people to know that God has a purpose and plan for everybody. And we may not understand what that plan is, but when we trust him with our whole heart, he sees what's ahead. He sees the bigger picture. I still don't know what's ahead. All I know is that our young adults are in this room, elbow to elbow, and they're doing pottery and they're doing these different things. So we're ready to expand. Yeah. I don't know how God's going to do it, but I will tell you this. We are going to be doing a capital campaign to celebrate our 5th year anniversary. Will be next May that we've been a nonprofit. They say if you don't make it the first 2 years, but we're just, we just keep trusting God and we just keep moving on. And I tell you, he has brought every person here that is meant to be here to help grow the program.
Well, I'm so glad to have met you, and I am really looking forward to sharing the Rainbow of Hope. I'm sorry, I get all
You're good.
Caught up in my emotions over here. So thank you so much, and it was great to meet you.
Great to meet you too.
So, Deviana, thank you for being here with us today. I am really looking forward to finding out about the veterans program that y'all have here at Rainbow of Hope. And I would love to know about your background, how you got involved. Did you work with horses before?
Yes, I started riding whenever I was a really young kid. It was pretty much all I talked about since I could walk around on 2 feet. I got my first pony whenever I was 7 years old, and I've been riding horses ever since. I currently own 3 horses, and I did all kinds of different showing, breed shows, and competing all across Texas. So it's been my thing for a long time.
So you have the horses here on campus?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
One of my personal horses, Minnie, she's actually one of our therapy horses that we use. Okay. And then I have my 2 elderly horses that I still use to educate a lot on, especially about equine science, because they're so old. They're kind of a medical anomaly. I don't know how they've made it this far. They're 37 and 40, which is unheard of for a horse's age. But yeah, there's a lot to be learned from all 3 of the horses that I've got. They're all very, very different and very different personalities, very different backgrounds.
Yeah. So how did you get involved into the veterans program from, you love horses, you're a horse expert. How did you go from that to connecting your passion for horses with helping the veteran community?
So originally I was looking for somewhere to kind of start my own business. I wanted to have my own training and lesson business. I really just wanted to focus on that. And I had called Jack and Ann, and the deal was kind of, you get to teach and have your business and everything, but, help us build this program. And we just kind of partnered together. And like I said, I wasn't really looking for that kind of a career in horses, but it just kind of fell in my lap. And I've really enjoyed working with the veterans a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It can be kind of like an adrenaline rush sometimes, you get in some hairy situations, and you end up working together and building these really personal relationships with each other, especially when you're in front of 1,000-pound animals.
Yeah. What has been the most difficult situation you've been involved in? And by difficult, do you mean like your life is hanging on a thread, or it was just you stepped in horse poop or something?
Difficult being, kind of having to pick and choose your battles whenever you're teaching, I think, is what I find.
Horses
difficult.
or people?
Both.
Okay.
Especially if you feel like you've paired up 2 people or 2 the horses and the person, you feel like you've got a good pair until they reach a certain threshold where somebody's not, pushing past this line. And so you get some heated moments, where either they're frustrated or the horse is frustrated, and you have to figure out who to accommodate first.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's better to focus on the horse's frustration first, or sometimes it's better to focus on the guy's frustration first. Mm-hmm. And having to make these quippy decisions in a short amount of time during a lesson is pretty intense.
Yeah. So when a veteran comes through the gates of Rainbow of Hope, most of them come in as horse newbies. Like they've never probably even touched a horse.
Yes.
Right? And how long does it take for them to be completely comfortable in the presence of a horse? And how long does it take the horses to be completely comfortable with this person that they could probably sense that they've never been around a horse?
So the guys, it kind of depends. Some of them, I've had some guys walk in here that are huge, like 6.5 foot tall, just built like a linebacker, and they're absolutely scared of the donkey. So it just kind of depends on the person. I've had other guys that come in and they're just immediately comfortable. Mm-hmm. As far as my horses go, my horses are all extremely well trained, extremely well broke. Everybody's really, really desensitized. I mean, you can fling tarps around them, flags, set off gunfire, anything like that. Like nothing bothers these horses at all. And I spent a lot of time making sure that they were that way, so that we can kind of eliminate the chances for accidents and things like that, spooking, stuff like that.
Yeah. So beyond the horses, because you all work with the veterans and the horses, but you also work on the veterans transforming their emotions, possibly, right? And that's what the journaling program that y'all have through Warrior Spirit is about?
Yes. So throughout the program, and this is where sometimes people get a little bit lost. Working with horses, it teaches you so many different life skills. It teaches you a lot of empathy, a lot of patience, just a lot of compassion for another living being. Because not only do you have to look at the horse, you have to look at yourself. And whenever it comes to asking an animal to do something that maybe they've never done before, you're really looking at some really, really specific communication. And sometimes that communication has to go in steps. Same thing with people. In interpersonal relationships, work relationships, sometimes your communication has to go in steps. You have to empathize with the people that you work with. You have to empathize with the people around you. Have compassion for the people around you, have patience, persistence, things like that. Everything serves a purpose, right?
Yeah.
And so all of these life skills, job skills, soft skills, hard skills come into play with the journaling, because whenever they come in, they're going to kind of go over what they've learned so far in that first 3 to 4 weeks, and get that all out on the table. How do you feel about this? How is this affecting you now? Things like that. And this is a faith-based journaling that Warrior Spirit, we've partnered with them, has brought in. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's a good way for them to kind of sort through a lot of the emotions that they're going to feel, especially through the next 8 weeks, as we get into more riding and learning more about the horses and the lifestyle and everything, and giving them more skills to focus on.
Okay. And what does share with us a success story from one or maybe a couple of the veterans that have come in here? I know that you all teach them work life skills, that a lot of them are able to come out of the program and find jobs or maybe start their own businesses related to horses. The horse community in the United States is huge.
Yes. And
there's a lot of money out there in the horse community. So how do you all help them? If you can share with us a success story.
I think one of my favorites, and I kind of got this news recently, it's my guy that I hired on to help with my program, is Jason. He was part of our very first group. And so he's been working for me and with me since we had our very first group of veterans. But he's come such a long way. When he first got here, he was walking with a cane. And he had a lot of pain in his leg, and there wasn't a whole lot of muscle there. And he graduated his program. He actually got along with my personal horse, Minnie. They got along swimmingly, so I jokingly say, that's your horse now. And he has just done so much progress even after graduating the program, and he stuck with it and came out to work his hours that he's here and helps me to assist all the new guys that come in through the different groups. And he started even working at Warriors Refuge, where he's driving for them. He's got a couple of multiple different little odd jobs and stuff that he does to make his money, and he's getting all of his health care taken care of. So he's had a lot of dental work and figuring out what's wrong with his legs and things like that he's overcome and gone through, and you wouldn't even know it.
Yeah.
Because he's handling everything so well to the point that he's about to get his own apartment.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of this is, you mentioned that the program teaches empathy. The horses have empathy for the veterans that come into the program. The veterans learn empathy for the horses, but they also learn empathy for themselves.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because you can't start improving until you forgive yourself for any thing that you're holding on to.
One of my favorite things that I like to tell my veterans is to hold yourself to a standard. Have a standard that you set for yourself every day. And what that really means is have a goal and have a standard of living that you will be comfortable at, that you will be happy with. Because if you don't have at least some sort of bar that you set for yourself and for even the people around you every day, boundaries and things like that are so important.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, then how do you know? How do you know what to do in that day, in that moment? How do you know how to proceed forward?
Yeah.
So I just tell them all the time, like set a standard for yourself, set a goal, set a bar.
Yeah, yeah. Like make your bed every day.
Yeah.
It's such a simple thing to do, but it's also it's your big win, or it's a small win for your day.
Yeah.
Right? And success comes through small wins. The more small wins you have, the more success you feel, and that helps you make huge progresses.
They learn about that a lot with working with the horses, especially ones that don't know much, because you have to take baby steps with the horses. And so like any little thing, any little tiny progress, positive thing with your horse, that is a big win.
Yeah.
So it kind of transfers over whenever they start seeing that in the horses and in themselves.
I have one last question. What does being a part of Rainbow of Hope mean to you?
I feel like I get a lot of accomplishments, just personal accomplishments, and I feel like I improve on myself every time that we have a new group. There's something new that I learned from the veterans themselves, even from our special needs kids that we have that I teach. There's something that everybody has been able to teach me, whether it be something about myself or something higher than that. So the knowledge and the goals that I achieve with all of my students is just really cool to live every single day out here.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really appreciate it.